MMA fan. Just to get right into it, as you see, this past Saturday, Mariya Agapova got her ass whooped by Shayna Dobson. Shayna Dobson was something like a plus 800 in the betting. I'm not really a bet person, but basically, the long story short is, it was like 8-1. Something like 800-1 was betting that she'd lose this fight. And Shayna Dobson came out and beat the hell out of Agapova. I mean, Agapova came out, blew her load, ran out of gas early, and Shayna Dobson just basically had to fight of her life. And to her credit, she did what she had to. She was in a situation where she loses this fight, she might be out of organization. And a week before this fight happens, you had Sean O'Malley, a big prospect in the 135-pound division. He goes up against a guy, underestimates him, and loses the fight in what looked kind of like a freak injury to his foot when the guy kicked him in the knee. But regardless, you get injured in the fight and it looks like the guy had something to do with it, the bottom line, you lost, right? So the reason I want to examine both of these fighters' responses is because neither one of them seemed to take it too well. And they both possess a lot of fucking arrogance. And let me tell you something about how I see arrogance. You know, there's confidence, there's cockiness, and there's arrogance. Some fighters are just so fucking arrogant. And while I'm not saying it's impossible to be a great fighter and have arrogance, I'm just on the side that says, hey, it's not necessary. Or should I say, it really don't look cute, because you could find yourself in a lot of situations like this where it end up backfiring against you. And there's a big argument out there about, hey, what's the line? What's the line between being a very confident, exciting fighter and just being an arrogant fuck? And it's, as far as I'm concerned, there is some sort of line. And that's what I want to examine in this video right now. So, as I said, Agapova got destroyed by Shayna Dobson. And what I honestly didn't know before I made my video about Agapova is all the stuff that she was doing online. All of the bragging she was doing on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. And I just thought that she was a confident girl. And I thought, hey, you call somebody out, you know, you're confident. You want to show somebody what you could do and what direction you're going. But I think somebody been blowing some smoke up her ass, because she thought she was just going to run through this girl. And, you know, you make mistakes. I understand that. But what bothered me was after the fight. After the fight, Agapova's online saying, oh, I just got kind of tired, and, you know, and that's not a real defeat when you get tired. I mean, yeah, you were tired because you got your ass whooped. I mean, why don't you be woman enough? I mean, this girl's clearly young and immature, and somebody need to talk to her. You know, I suggest that if I was on her team, I would tell her to come out and say, flat out, I underestimated this woman, and I got my ass kicked. And come out and exactly say, you got your ass beat. That's what she needs to do. because I just feel like this loss might psychologically damage her, and I don't know about her future now. I mean, I'm not saying she can't recover. I'm not saying I'm against her recovering, but I just really think that somebody needs to sit her ass down and have a long talk. Because regardless of how great you may think you are as a fighter and the intensity of the game, if you focus so much on I'm this, I'm that, and there's nothing I need to do better other than, not get caught like I did, or, all this stuff, then you won't see the holes in your game, or you won't either remember or figure out how to improve your game or what your strengths are. And I think that's the same problem with Sean O'Malley. I think Sean O'Malley is trying to take credit away from his contender. And I understand you don't want to come off as weak, and I know you don't want to say that he was the better man, but he won the fight. And he won the fight for a reason. He was able to hurt you worse than you were able to hurt him, and that's the bottom line. And the thing that kills me about this is the excuse of injuries or fatigue. It's no excuse. I mean, most fighters, professional fighters, over the duration of their career, they come into these fights injured or not at 100%. So you can't use the excuse of injury. If you were that injured, you shouldn't have took the damn fight. That's the bottom line. So, at the end of the day, I really think that confidence is necessary. Cockiness, the thing about it is, we say we don't like cocky fighters, or fighters that talk shit. A lot of people say. But then when the fights don't sell, there's a problem. So you do need those fighters like Agapova that's willing to open their mouth, or people who do silly antics like O'Malley. You need that. You need a little scuffle every now and then. But I think when you have these delusions of grandeur, like Agapova and O'Malley, it's going to spell a downfall, and we'll see. We'll see how they recover from this shit. But at the end of the day, I really think that a lot of these young fighters, they need to slow their roll. They need to understand that they're going up against another person who don't plan on just letting them walk through them, despite the fact of all this hype and attention they're getting. But that's my thoughts on this. You let me know what you think. Savage W, MMA fan. I'm out.